Hey you guys, so I posted a picture on my Instagram the other day of like this gold glittery eye look. I'll show it to you guys, this one right here. And a bunch of you asked to see a tutorial, so I decided to film it. And I also wanted to include the brows in this tutorial because since my last brow tutorial, I've updated my techniques. I'm always changing the way I do them, so I just thought I would include them so you can see how I did it start to finish. So anyways, let's get started. I started out by filling in my brows using an angle brush and a light brow powder. I'm filling in any blank spaces, and I'm also going slightly over the line where my brows end. Next, I used a tinted brow gel. I feel like this makes a huge difference in the neatness of the brows. Next, I'm using MAC Dip Down, which is a gel liner, and I'm using this Anastasia angle brush to underline the shape of the brows very, very lightly. For the shape of the brow, I'm sort of building it up and out as opposed to bringing the tail of the brow down, just because I wanted a really exaggerated look. I'm using Dip Down to create an elongated shape for my brows. Then as I get closer to the front, I lighten pressure with the brush strokes so that the line isn't too harsh at the front of the brow. Then use a spoolie to soften any harsh lines. Next, I use this Bare Essentials concealer brush. It's a really small flat brush, and it helps to create a sharp line in carving out the top of the brow. I'm using foundation as opposed to concealer for carving out the top of the brows because I don't want a white outline around my brows. And next, I'm just taking my finger to dab the line around the front of the brow to soften it. Next, I'm using my under eye concealer, MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, to carve out the bottom line of the brow. I'm using the same concealer brush as I did on the top, and just dragging it really carefully all the way underneath the brow to create a really sharp, defined line. Always be sure to use a little bit of product at a time when you're carving out your brows because you don't want the product to gather at the end of the brush. I'm extending the concealer all the way down towards the temples and even towards the front of the brow. Next, I'm taking the same flat brush and the Pro Longwear concealer, and I'm spreading a thin layer all the way over my lid because this is going to be my eyeshadow base. So I start off by highlighting the brow bone with this shadow from MAC called Gesso. It's a really bright matte white shadow. I'm using a flat brush to get close to the edge at the top of the brows, and then using the flat side of the brush to spread it out so that it looks smooth. I wish I knew the name of these brushes with the red handles, but they don't have a brand name. My friend just bought them for me at a hair show. I think they're actually pretty cheap brushes, but they work well. Next, I'm taking MAC's Soft Brown eyeshadow and a loose fluffy brush and spreading it into the upper crease area, taking it back all the way towards the temples. Then I'm taking a matte brown shade called Corduroy and a MAC 217 brush, which is just a pretty basic blending brush, and I'm putting it into the crease. I'm really buffing the shadow in so that it's smooth, but at the same time, I'm not taking it all the way up so that it covers the soft brown. I'm kind of letting the colors breathe, so to speak. Okay, so to prep for the glitter, I removed the cap from this Napoleon glitter. I didn't want it to spill. And I used this Graftobian liquid sparkle, and I just put it on the lid with a flat brush. And while it was still wet, I dipped the brush into the Napoleon glitter and just packed it onto the lid until it was as sparkly as I wanted. The liquid sparkle is basically serving as a glitter glue, and to make it more glittery, I'm packing the gold glitter on top. So next, I'm applying my top liner. It's best to use a liquid with glitter because it's best suited to help cover the granulated texture of the glitter. Then I'm going to use matte carbon to really define the crease. I like to do it after the liquid liner because that's my starting point. So I'm applying it really lightly in soft strokes and using the edge of the brush to create a harsh line where the glitter meets the shadow. Then I'm also using the 217 brush, which is the same brush we used in the crease, and I'm alternating it with a smaller shader brush. This is going to help me as I fan the black shadow outwards, and it's going to help keep everything smooth. I don't have any product on the 217 brush except for what was left over from what I used on the crease. So I'm basically using the 217 to smooth, and I'm using the small brush to create a sharp line. Next, I just use a little bit of moisturizer and a tissue to wipe off any of the loose glitter that may have fallen underneath my eyes. Then I'm adding just a little bit of under eye concealer, the Pro Longwear Concealer, and I'm dragging it up towards the temples, kind of sealing off the line of the eyeshadow. Next, I'm taking this small brush and a gold shadow, and I'm basically dragging it all the way underneath the lash line, including around the tear ducts. Next, I'm taking a sage colored eyeliner and adding it to the water lines of my eyes. I'm kind of dragging it down into the lash line so that it's a soft line. Before adding false lashes, I curled my lashes and added a coat of black mascara. Then, just to cover the lash band, I added another coat of liquid liner all along the lash line. Now that we're finished with the eyes, I'm taking a small round brush and applying MAC Studio Fix powder as my foundation. Then I'm taking some Milani bronzer and adding it along the hairline, the cheekbones, the jawline, and even along the nose. Then with the same brush, I'm adding this baked blush in a coral color just along the apples of the cheeks. Then to lighten the under eye area, I'm taking this beauty powder from MAC and just putting it over my concealer using a soft blending brush. Then for the lips, I'm adding just a little bit of Rimmel London liner and adding Melt Cosmetics Darling lipstick along the outside area of the lips, and finishing with MAC Myth lipstick in the center. And here's the finished look. I hope this tutorial was helpful and that you learned something new. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon. Hey guys, so